when you regulated someone's nervous system with it, do they have to keep doing it? Is there ever a way where it's like, oh, you're fixed?
I'd love to say that you'd never have to go back, but it'd be the same thing like saying like you never have to brush your teeth again once you've brushed them once.
Welcome to Life Changing Money, a podcast all about one of the most taboo topics in the world, money. I'm your host, Barbara Strehans, and we're going behind the scenes on business owners' journeys to money, success, and wealth. Let's get started.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Life Changing Money. I am so excited that we get to have one of our council members here, Dr. Michelle. Hello, and welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You are a chiropractor by trade, but I feel like you're like gatekeeping so many things that you actually do. So we talked a little bit about Network Spinal. I don't want to mess it up. Tell me what you do.
So I'm a chiropractor, but I practice something called Network Spinal. It's not your traditional cracking and popping type of chiropractic. So it's very, very low force, helping your entire nervous system reset and be able to modulate stress and deal with life much more efficiently.
We all need that.
Yeah.
Is it something like when you regulated someone's nervous system with it, do they have to keep doing it? Is there ever a way where it's like, oh, you're fixed?
I'd love to say that you'd never have to go back, but it'd be the same thing like saying like you never have to brush your teeth again once you've brushed them once, or once you've gone to the dentist once and they filled that cavity. But the reality is we are humans and we live in a human world and we're constantly under stress. So our nervous system is constantly regulating, is this state safe for me? Is it not safe for me? Do I need to be in defense? Can I be in relaxation? And the more our system can regulate between those two states, the better. But like, I'm sure that you've known, like you do all the things, you get stressed out, and then all of a sudden you get sick.
Mm-hmm.
So it tells us that our system's been at a state of defense for so long and it didn't have a way to undo it.
Yeah.
So the more that we can regulate that, the easier it's going to be. And yeah, it's like going and, people always say like, do I have to keep going to a chiropractor? I'm like, well, only if you really want to stay as healthy as you can be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like people go to massages because they feel good. Like, well, if they did what they did, then you should be good, right? But you keep going because there's an objective you're trying to meet.
Yeah. And we always are going to get stressed out again or sore again,
and I would say like even the like the monks that live up in like the hills of Tibet, they still have a stress, whether it's external or internal. There's a stress.
Yeah. Well, over the last few days, we've been able to talk about like a ton of different healing modalities, and I feel like you've done a lot of them. Do you mind sharing a little bit about your ayahuasca journey?
Yeah.
And what led you to that?
In the group of like, Denver's a very small but big place. And so you kind of have a group of people that you run with. And that was kind of what was happening with a lot of the people that were going on. And it was like this new thing. And this was, 5-6 years ago. And there's a whole group of people that were doing it. And a boyfriend that I was involved with at the time, he had done it a few times. And I just really wasn't like super excited. I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right before plant medicine became real hyped thing.
Yeah. Trendy.
Yeah. Trendy thing. So I was like, I'm good. I don't need to do this. And then I was like, maybe I kind of want to experience it. So I sought it out and I got vetted. Not like you can just go to like the local ayahuasca mart and go get your like your set for the evening. But so I signed up and I did all the things and they said I was okay to do it and had my experience. And, I won't lie if I didn't say that I didn't know what I was going to experience. And I didn't really have an intention going in other than that I wanted to experience whatever I was meant to experience. And I did. And it was also really crazy. Like I know I talked about it at the end and they talk about how the medicine works with you. Well, everybody, is kind of coming out and they're starting to prep the room and everything like that. I didn't tell you guys this yesterday, but I was still like fully in it.
Yeah.
And I kind of freaked out because I was like, I'm still like fully in this.
You're like, am I stuck?
Yeah, and it's like light outside, it's like 7 a.m. in the morning and everyone's prepping, like getting food and like, and I'm like, I'm not okay to like move. And so I kind of had to have like a little thing and I had like a breakdown with it. But for the most part, it was a really cool experience.
What other, as like a health and wellness practitioner, what other types of self-care or things have you tried?
Oh, I've tried them all. Like my whole journey on so when I was in chiropractic school and also before that, like I would be sick a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I get sick like every quarter. And when I was younger, I would have sinus infections almost every single month to the point where I'd be taking antibiotics multiple times a year and it destroyed my gut. And obviously, as we know, that affects the rest of our being. And so being in chiropractic school and having that much more stress, I was getting sick all the time again. And I worked with some friends who helped me really figure out energetically what to do to help guard that and things to do to help. Like I've taken showers or rubbed myself down with salt and I've taken like Epsom salt baths and I've done holy water sprays around the house and around my room and rose water. And I mean, you name it. But when it comes to like detoxing, that's where I really started getting my health back. And I started really like, we talked about it, like pooping every day should be a thing.
Yeah. It's a problem for a lot of people. I won't name names.
But that's where I started going more into functional medicine seminars and I started really deep diving, one for my own health. So I was like, I need to have answers. Like the answers that I was being given, I didn't like. And I was like, there has to be more to this. Because I did this whole raw vegan cleanse. And they're like, just take more magnesium and take more vitamin C. I'm like, I can't take any more. I am at the max load. Like, this isn't it, guys. And I had done so many of those different things. And it really wasn't until I stepped into, there's a company called Apex Energetics. And I started doing a lot of their functional medicine seminars, which is very brain-based neurology and a lot of those different aspects. And that's when I really started turning things around. But it really wasn't until I started Parasite cleansing that radically shifted things. Radically.
So how does one do a parasite cleanse?
Well, you could just go to like Whole Foods and get like some stuff. But I'd say like to really get at the course of it, it's a process. Like you're probably going to be doing cycles of things probably for at least 6 months to probably 18 months, depending upon like how intensely your body needs it.
How do you know when all the parasites are gone?
You feel better. Like you poop better. Your whole system, I was like, I'm not getting sick. Like my digestive system's better. I could actually eat. Like, I don't eat a whole lot of gluten, but when I do, it doesn't affect me in the same way. Like, if I were to eat it several days in a row, I'd start to feel it.
Yeah. See, my gluten sensitivity is so crazy right now.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I could do it. If I were to go eat, like, at, like, a Italian restaurant and, like, gorge, I'd have some issues. But for the most part of, like, the sandwiches we ate yesterday, like, no problem. Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about your chiropractic journey as well. So you had your business right out of chiropractic school? Or how did you?
Yeah, so so I originally went to undergrad to go into corporate America. I was like, yeah, let's go take on corporate America. I got a business degree. And then I realized that was not going to work. I went to chiropractic school. I went with the whole intention of the technique that I do. I stayed with it the entire way through school. Some people, they end up changing, they end up figuring that out later, but it radically changed my life so much. I was telling the girls out there that Network Spinal, it used to be called Network Spinal Analysis, and before that was called Network Chiropractic, but it radically changed my life in a way that I say it not only changed my life, but it saved my life. So I would probably be going down a road of injections and surgery and pills. And that's not what I wanted. But yeah, I started my own business right out of school, thinking like, put a sign up.
People will come.
Yeah, I've got a letters before and after my name, and like it's gonna work. And no, that is not the reality, folks. So I made some expensive mistakes.
Like what? The people want to know.
Well, I had a mentor, and he's like, yeah, I was supposed to go work with him. And he was like, no, like, well, my office isn't big enough to have an associate. So why don't you just come out here and start a practice? And I was like, sure. How hard could that be? Right? Like, let's do that. And he's like, I'll help you. And well, like, I need like the physical, like, this is what you need to do in order to like have a successful practice. And we don't get taught those things in school. We don't get taught how to like, we don't get taught that there's not only a Denver tax or a Colorado tax, but there's all these other things. And you need this, this, and this. And then you need a website.
Yeah.
They don't teach you any of this, and being like prepared. Like you need like $100,000 just to probably live for the first year, like with all your costs and everything at the very like minimum to get everything set up. So I then like closed down that office because this wasn't working. And I went and became an associate for about 6.5 years after that.
But now
You
tried it again.
Yes. So I knew what I wanted, and I knew what I was like. If I'm going to do this again, these are the things that I want. There are certain things like within the chiropractic profession, we have certain EHR systems and certain objective measures and technologies and things like that. And I was like, these are the things I want. And one of my friends was selling his practice that had all of those things. And we started.
How serendipitous.
Yes. I was like, I want x-ray, and I want this type of EHR, and I want this, and I want that. And he's like, yeah, I'm selling my practice. Let's talk. So December of 2019, we started conversation. And March of 2020, we're in the bank signing papers, and everybody around us is going crazy. And I'm like, what is happening? And my parents are like, Michelle, have you signed yet? Like, I don't feel like you should sign. I go, too late. Like, guess what? This is happening. Hell or high water. We're making this happen.
And then did you have to be like shut down at any point in time, or no, because you were medical?
So Colorado was a little bit weird, where we had like, we were essential, but yet we were essential for what they deemed essential. So like, yeah, we had to do masks, gloves, like 6 foot, like so many people in the space. Like at night I would run like an ozone machine, and I'd have like a huge air purifier running like on full blast. And it was like all the things to clean everything with. And it was really interesting navigating what we could do and what we couldn't do, because it changed every day.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, no. And then they told us that we're basically shut. Like, and I was like, I'm going to keep working until I'm like, I've got a loan to pay off.
Yeah.
Like we gotta get to work here. And that was under the intention that I was going to be going in there and making money and starting to do this so I wouldn't freak out, or everybody freaked out. And so around like the end of March, they're like, all right, now you guys are like shut down for only like the very, very like most necessity, which a lot of people kind of just stopped coming in. But a lot of people were like, I need to come in. This is my necessity.
Yeah.
This is the thing that's keeping me sane and the thing that's like helping me the most. And around the end of April, they said, okay, you guys are going to be able to come back to work. Our governor said, yes, you can. And then and it was like on a Sunday night. We had already sent out the email saying everybody's ready to go. Like, we're starting Monday. Here we go. And then Sunday night, the mayor of Denver's like, actually, we're pushing it off till May 8th. I go, you can't do that to us. We can't call all these people right now and tell them sorry. Like, they've been planning on this for weeks.
Yeah.
Like, I'll chance it.
And your practice has grown like so insane.
Yeah, I was actually looking at the numbers the other day. 1 year was like 50% growth.
What do you attribute to that growth?
Busting my ass. Like, honestly, when I like just keep going and keeping on like diligence, like when I was able to open back up fully again, I thought I didn't want to work 6 days a week, but I'm like, I'm gonna have to work 6 days a week. It was just me. I didn't have a front desk. I didn't have a janitor. I didn't have a VA. It was me doing all of the parts. And so I would schedule like all the things. And then when I got to a place where like, I don't have to see people, I don't have to see new patients on Saturdays anymore. We're going to cut that off.
Mm-hmm.
Or now I can now start shifting things. And then it was really when, and I was fine, like coasting at that. Like had a very successful practice with just me. And it was when I was pregnant with my son, I was like, I need to figure this out.
Yeah, like what about maternity leave?
Yeah, like, if I don't want to have to like shut down and then rebuild,
yeah,
I need to get some strategies in place here for people to help me.
Mm-hmm.
And so to make this so it's like doable.
So did you hire another doctor?
Yeah, so this is where like my manifestation skills are. Like, I just kind of leave it up to the universe and I'm like, all right, universe, you're going to give me who I need. And I started with the coaching program that I actually coach for now. It's called Lifetime Wellness Practice. And I was like, guys, I know I need your help. I can't do this alone. We need to like set forth like the road that's going to like help me. So we not only like, we don't suffer when I'm gone, but we actually grow.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, okay, you need to hire a front desk person. She literally found me on like this random job site that I had posted on. And it was called Jobless Jobs. Because that was a whole big thing back then. So I was like, I want to be like open it. It was like, she found me on there. She's been with me still. She's amazing. Mm-hmm. And
but a front desk person doesn't adjust people.
Nope. So I was like, all right. Like, so I had a coverage doc. I had a doc who was going to come in, so I had a coverage doc for a while. And after that, literally, so my son was born in July, mid-July. Beginning of June, this intern shows up at my front door. She's like, I want to intern at your office. I was like, awesome. When do you want to start? She's like, well, I can start July 1st. I go, perfect. That's when I go on maternity leave. So we got her all set up with the doc that was covering, and we compress hours and stuff because people are like, how long are you going to be gone? I'm like, I don't know what this is going to be like. This is the
Yeah,
first
you're like, I've never done this.
I don't know. And it could be 2 weeks. It could be 12. It could be 20. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to play it by ear and see how it goes. And she was like, yeah, my intention is that I become an associate afterwards. I was like, perfect. I love that because this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
And so she was awesome. I taught her how to do intakes and I taught her how to do reports. And so basically when I was gone, like the practice really didn't skip a beat. It didn't grow, but it also didn't die. So it was nice.
Did you ever ask her what made her walk inside of your practice?
She knew of me, and she was like, I like the way that you do things. I like the way that you set it up. And she's like, and I like the way that you communicate what you do. She's like, I had never actually really been able to understand what we do because a lot of doctors that talk about it, it's very ethereal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very like, it's not very sciencey being like, this is what we're actually doing with your nervous system. And this is how it's integrating with your spinal cord and with your muscles and with your bones. And this is what it's doing with your consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So she had it in a very tangible way where she's like, I like this because now I know how to explain this to other people in a way that's not far out there. That's not woo, but you can actually understand.
Mm-hmm.
So she really appreciated that. And so after we came back and after we talked about what that looked like, and she's also Canadian. So we had to figure out like the work. It was a process, but she's been amazing and it's been great. And she's
still with you?
Yeah, she's leaving though. Like she and her husband are going to go on and do some things and she'll probably end up starting her own practice. But it was funny because after our session on Wednesday, I literally had 2 people reach out to me to submit applications for associates.
Oh, wow. Amazing. I love that.
So I've got a pool of people to start looking at and to start narrowing it down.
At what point did you like retire your husband?
So that was more of a involuntary retire. So after my son was born, it was kind of difficult. His mom passed away, and then he was on paternity leave, so he had to go back and do all the things with his mom. And then, so he got FMLA for a certain while because he was a paramedic firefighter. And the second day he went back to work, he had a head injury. Yeah, he was thrown into a brick wall. And we've been working on a lot of it. He's much, much better, but it was honestly like a synchronistic thing that is like, all right, well, the plan was that you were going to not have to go and deal with the things that you deal with on the streets of Denver and be able to take care of our family. And it just so happened that that was the intersection of it all.
So you were forced to, basically.
Yeah.
But you were having discussions about him, maybe leaving that. And I know a lot of women ask me as well, like, what do those discussions look like with a male counterpart? Because a lot of times their ego is like, oh, I have to be the provider and I have to like, it's very like primal for them. So what do those discussions look like in your household?
He provides and protects in a different way. Like it's like he provides the security and the safety at our home. Like making sure that I'm fed, making sure that the laundry's done, the laundry that he's allowed to touch. He gets to do like all of the things like if we need to go to Costco or we need to do all that stuff, or making sure like, okay, what do you need me to do for you today? What do you need? Like, what can I help you with or take off your plate? And we're not at the place where we're almost there. We're having assistance and things like that, but to be able to take things off of his plate as well.
Yeah.
But he does that in a way, and he knows that it's not, he's like, I'm totally okay with doing this because he knows what joy it brings him, the part that he likes to do. And it's really interesting because I got, being a woman and wanting to be there with my kiddo and having this like polar of being like, I want to be there with him. And then I also want to be in the office and I want to be making money and I want to be doing all those things. But you have your moments.
Yeah. I think that is like a beautiful push and pull though. Like, I really think dads are kind of underplayed sometimes. Like the role that a male and father play in a kid's life is so important. Like everyone thinks of like, oh, the mom has to be home and the mom has to be there for this. But like there are studies that show people that grew up without dads.
Yeah, 100%. And it's really also been a very good lesson for me on how to receive and asking for what I need and being clear about it. Because men are very different. We can be like, hey, could you get me a coffee? And you're like, sure. And I'll like do it. And he'll give me a coffee and I'm like, it's black.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you not love me?
Oh my gosh, I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Like, well, you told me to get you a coffee. And I'm like, okay, I need to.
But you're supposed to know that I want the macadamia nut milk and like a little bit of honey.
Yeah, you're supposed to put it in the blender with butter and froth it. So it's just gotten, I've been flexing the muscle of being able to ask for what I need and to not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Because I know that allows me to do other things.
What's like your next big business goal?
So I'm starting a podcast.
Yes.
I actually got the artwork for it last night.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm starting a podcast.
Can you say the name yet?
Yeah. It's Your Life Optimized.
Cool.
Yeah. So hopefully by the when this airs, there'll be some episodes out and stuff that you guys will be able to listen to. But I talked to your guy for the video editing and stuff. So
cool.
Yeah. So that's all in the process. But like I said, my other passion is really detox and helping people be able to do that and setting up programs and things that can help guide people in where they need to go or what they need to do, whether it's infrared sauna or coffee enemas or a parasite cleanse or things like that are actually complementary to maybe things they're already doing.
Yeah. So like coaching?
Yeah. More so group coaching.
Cool.
Yeah.
We all need to detox something.
I mean, if you've stepped outside to breathe the air, you need a detox.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think about these airplanes that are
crashing?
No, that are like changing our weather.
Barb. Like, now
But you mentioned going outside and it making us sick. The clouds look different.
oh, there are literally patents.
Yeah.
Like, we believe what you want to believe, people, but there are patents on how to manipulate weather. There are patents on climate manipulation. There are all these things that are out there. I mean, Dubai has been doing it for years. So, you know, whether or not there's hard data on did this specifically happen in this place, I mean, it's really interesting because it was a big joke in chiropractic school where we'd see the chemtrails and people were like, I don't
You mean the funny looking clouds?
yeah, that are all in like like blasted now. But like that are hash marks, that are hashtagged. Clouds don't form like that and they don't stay like that. If it's a really like a moisture cloud, it's going to dissipate. And a lot of times what they do is they usually do it right before a
Storm.
storm, because then it'll wash down on you and then usually you see like an influx of sickness. So
How do we protect ourselves with that?
you have to optimize your system. You have to optimize your nervous system. You have to optimize your immune system. Your nervous system controls your immune system. So you have to,
But then you still walk outside and the shit's everywhere.
I take some binders for that.
All right.
I take some binders that help. Like, so if I want to like drink crappy wine, I don't drink it often, but if I do, and it makes you feel like crap, right? You're like, well, I had like one glass of wine and I feel like
Anytime I have a glass of wine, I take charcoal, activated
you
charcoal.
need to take Viredchem.
What is it?
Viredchem.
Okay.
It's from Cellcore. It's a better binder.
Okay.
Because not saying anything about activated charcoal, but it's dead and it's going to suck up everything. So it's going to suck up all your nutrients, all the good and the bad, and it's going to deplete you. And that's probably also why if you have some issues with digestive things, that slows.
Okay. I'll look that up.
Okay.
We can have a whole podcast on conspiracy theories coming soon.
I know.
Maybe the next
I know
one.
you should hear me in my head.
Well, where can people find you and detox and listen to your podcast and all that?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's Dr.MichelleMack. Same thing on YouTube. I've got some others on TikTok and whatnot, but it's not highly utilized.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I've enjoyed spending the last few days with you.
I have too. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Life Changing Money. Don't forget to subscribe, and I would love if you left a review and shared it with your friends. See you next time.